Hi, welcome to my Virgo Soul. Thank you very much for joining me on my first YouTube reading. For those of you coming from TikTok, thank you very much for all the support that you've given me these past few months. And I just want to let you know that I heard you and I'm starting my YouTube channel. So today's reading is going to be a love reading. I wrote down 3 questions that I feel we all need to have answered when it comes to love. So what I'm going to have you do is pick from pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. um, you can pick more than one pile, that's perfectly fine. I'm also going to be doing charms. Um, so yeah, pick from pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and choose your pile. Alright, let's get started with pile 1. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. um, okay, pile 1. For you, you have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. So the first question is, what should I be mindful of when it comes to love? And you have the Four of Swords, which really means that you need to give yourself time to heal. Okay, it's very easy for us to jump into another relationship because we feel lonely and because we want to get um, those same feelings back. You just need to give yourself time to heal, and not be so quick into jumping to another relationship right off the bat. Just listen to yourself, and if you feel like you need to take a long time to heal, then just do it. Like, after all, if you really are looking for a love connection, you don't want to bring all this extra baggage. That is gonna make you, not that it's gonna make you, but we do tend to get in a headspace that is not really healthy after a breakup. So give yourself time to heal. That way, when you do find your connection, you won't have all of this just like festering inside of you, and then you'll just blow up one day. So keep that in mind. For your second, sorry, my anxiety's kind of acting up. For your second card is, what are my strengths when it comes to love? And you have the Nine of Pentacles, and I really like this because it shows that um, you're a self-sufficient person. Okay, you have a lot of self-confidence, which is good. um, and I don't know if you kind of feel iffy sometimes about the success that you get, but it's very well deserved. However, I do want to point out that it does show that you have a lot of pride, and it kind of makes sense with this because if you're the type of person, not that you take your pride like to an extreme, but sometimes it's your pride that gets you, to not let yourself heal. Because if you take the heartbreak bad, you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump into it with this person and whatever. I already know what I shouldn't do, but you, not that you can't believe that this person broke your heart, but you kind of take it hard because of your pride. So I hope that makes sense. But other than that, like, you are a very self-sufficient person and a very confident person. I really like that. So just keep your pride a little in check. For your last question is, what are my weaknesses? And I feel like this is something that we should know. So one, we don't make the same mistakes again and end up getting hurt. So for your last card, you have the Ten of Swords. And again, it kind of shows back into the whole pride thing because it shows that you can't really take no for an answer, but not in a scary way. It's your pride. So when somebody tells you no, you take it the wrong way, in a way that um, it's about you, when in reality, maybe this person just said no because maybe they were feeling, maybe they weren't feeling confident, or like maybe they're just a little anxious, or they were a little scared, and they're like, no, I don't want to do that. And you're kind of like, oh, well, this person doesn't want to hang out with me, or like, oh, this person thinks I'm weird, so your pride is what takes it back to you. And that's something that you need to, like, kind of like be mindful about, because it's not always about us, like, especially when you're in a relationship, we have to be mindful of the other person's feelings and their thoughts and what they want to do as well. It's not all about us. So yeah, that's what I have for you, pile 1. Basically, just let yourself heal properly, give yourself time to heal. Okay, because you are a very um, confident person. It's just your pride that kind of gets in the way a little bit, and that's what um, That's, I guess, in a way, that's like your weakness. You know, you let your pride get the best of you. That's not good. All right, let's get ready for charms. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Sorry, it's really hard for me to get um, this. I've been practicing on acrylic, so if my nails look shitty, you know why. Okay, so ooh, I don't know if you're from Texas or the person that you are interested maybe from Texas. I like that you got the starfish twice. Um, I know there's like a sea star, there's a starfish, but really, whenever something happens to where they lose one of their little arms, they just move on, they continue, and you know they grow another one. So that I like that you got both of them because it shows you know that you're a very confident person, that you will work for what you want. However, you are showing self love. That's a little thing that I have for self love, and you're also, you know, you have your heart kind of like locked down because you need to give yourself time to heal. This is another. You need to let go, okay? I don't know if you can see that, but you need to let go of all the negativity, of all the things that make you kind of, I don't want to say crazy because I don't like when people use that term for certain things. Uh, but you need to get all of this negative thoughts, you know, away and give yourself time to heal. You need to let go of things that stop you from moving on. Okay, for this, I like that you got this little reindeer because it reminds me of like Rudolph. You know how there was this whole thing where people made fun of him. He was like, "Oh man," you know. So I like that because again, it shows that you're a very confident person. But no, when somebody tells you no or somebody doesn't tell you what you want to hear, you kind of take that the wrong way. And it's perfectly normal. You know, we're not, nobody's fucking perfect. But just keep in mind, you know, like, people will tell you no. People will tell you what they think. And sometimes we just have to accept it because we can't control what other people feel, you know? So, and this, you just need to have a little bit more fun when it comes to love. You know, be a little bit kinder, be a little bit sweeter. Don't take it the wrong way when somebody tells you no or they don't want to do something that you want to do. So, yeah, that's what I have for you, pile one. I hope it resonated with you. Thank you very much for joining me on my first reading here on YouTube, and I hope to see you on future videos. It's really hard to get these with my nose. All right, pile two. Okay, pile two for you. You have. Wait, that is that? Yeah, it is. I got my cards confused. Okay, you have the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Lovers. Okay, so what should you be mindful when it comes to love? And for you, you need to stay away from people who make you feel like you're being used up or people who make you feel imprisoned. I'm not saying that you don't know how to choose your people, but maybe you've experienced people who, after a while, you're just like, I don't know if this person is really into me or they're just with me for a benefit, you know? So try to stay away from people who make you feel like that, you know? And it's really hard to find somebody who's not like that or find somebody who is because sometimes it's really hard to read people, especially if you're not in the right headspace. So just be mindful, okay? Like, I guess take time to get to know yourself and see what kind of person you want in your life. And that can help you with this, you know? I don't know if you've experienced a lot of this. If you have, I'm so sorry. It sucks. But I hope you learn from this, you know, and you know what to choose from now on. Um, your strengths, you have the Ten of Wands, and your strengths are your ability to be cautious, okay, which is good now, you know, since you have this, it's really good. um the thing is, you give good advice and you have good guidance. However, you don't tend to listen to yourself, which is again very common and very normal thing to do. You know, it's easy for us to give other people advice because we hear their problems and we're like, oh, I have a solution for that, or I have some suggestions for that. And it's easier for you to tell other people how to do your stuff or do things in their life, you know. But it's very hard for us to listen to our own advice. So, since you know that you give good advice, try listening to it, you know, for yourself. And hopefully that gets you to the point where you don't end up falling for these type of people again. Um, so, yeah, like, I like that you do have the ability to see it. You know, it's just sometimes when it comes to love, we either want it so much, we're like, I don't care, or we can fix that later on, or whatever. And then you end up in this big, massive hole. You're just like, man, I don't even know how I got here. Well, it's because we don't listen to ourselves. Okay, so that's, I guess that's a strength and a weakness in a way, but just listen to your own advice. For your weakness, you have, you can make some bad decisions, which makes sense, you know, especially if you do want to be with somebody in a loving way. Um, but again, it's very understandable because if you've gone for a long period of time without somebody in your life, you know, and you finally want to get that person for yourself, it's easy for us to overlook things that we wouldn't normally uh, have in our life, you know, because it's perfectly normal and understandable, you know, when we really want that person. But just be a little bit more mindful about this, okay? Because if not, you will be feeling like in prison or used up. You know, if you don't listen to your own advice, you can end up with people like this, and that's not good. Okay, so that's pretty much what I have for you, pile two. I'm so sorry if I'm going really fast. I have like limited space on my phone, and I just kind of want to do this video because I got my charms and I've been so excited and I've been so ready to use them. So let's see what you get for your charms. Oh, one of them. Oh, you got a few charms. Okay, so this is from a rosary, so I like to see this as blessings. So you do have blessings coming your way. You do have love, because like you have both of these, and that's like two little hearts. I like to consider that to be like romantic love, and they always use like swans when it comes to love. So you do have this. I don't know if you have a pet or you're thinking of getting a pet, but they're sending you like very loving vibes. You need to learn how to have a little bit more fun with yourself. Okay, get to know yourself a little bit better. Like learn what you want in life, you know, and what's gonna make you feel better. You do have self-love coming your way. I don't know if the person that you're interested is an earth sign, but you'd have an earth sign right there. You have a lot of like blessing coming your way. That's something that I really like, because I made this one. It has like a little dollar sign, so you have like blessing, blessing, blessing. um, this one I don't know what it is. I just got these charms, so I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. But I like to think that this is something for like making decisions. You know, like whenever they use the pentacle and you want to get your answer. So maybe you're gonna have your questions answered pretty soon. This one, I need to look into this one. But all I'm getting again is kind of like self-love, self-care, and things like that. It just like in pile one, like you have this one, and this is also, I like to think of it as self-care and paying attention and know when to let go of things. You know, like sometimes things will go our way, and that's perfectly fine. Just you do have blessings coming your way. You just need to lead. I'm so sorry. You just need a little more fun time with yourself. So I hope that resonated with you, pile two. I'm so sorry if I sound really nervous. My anxiety is kind of like acting up. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you in future readings. Bye. Pile three. You have the Hangman, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. So, what should you be mindful of when it comes to love? Well, you need to try not to be selfish. And I don't mean that in a bad way or anything. It's just sometimes we get tunnel vision when it comes to love. And that causes us to make decisions that we normally wouldn't make if we were in the right state of mind. And sometimes getting in certain situations can cause sadness. So you need to be a little bit more careful and not selfish when it comes to love, because sometimes it can be, maybe you don't think that it's being selfish, but you're just thinking about your happiness and that you want to be with this person no matter what, and that's being selfish. Okay, so that's kind of what that means. Not that you're selfish 24/7. No, just kind of like when it comes to making decisions in love, you can be a little selfish, and that's not good. So that's something that you should be mindful. Your strengths in love is you have the Seven of Swords. You have constructive criticism. Okay, you know how to appreciate your partners, and you know when to apologize, which is good because that means that you know that whenever you're a little bit selfish and you make a wrong decision or a decision that you normally wouldn't make, that can end up hurting your partner, and you know when to apologize. Like, you know when to stop yourself from, I guess, taking it too far. So that's really good. That's your strength, because sometimes we don't know that we're doing something or whatever we're doing is hurting somebody else. But you're very mindful about that, so that's really good. That's your strength when it comes to love. Your weaknesses, you have the Ace of Swords, and you get embarrassed easily, and that can conflict with your emotions, which can kind of lead to undesired results. Like, if you get embarrassed easily and your partner or whatever wants to continue with your date or continue with your day or whatever, you kind of get embarrassed to the point where like you shut yourself down, and that's not really good. We should be a little bit more mindful about that, because sometimes in love, like there's a lot of like joking around, playing around, and sometimes we shouldn't take these too seriously. I'm pretty sure, or I want to hope, that your partners aren't doing something purposely to embarrass you. And if they are doing something purposely to embarrass you, I hope that it's just like playfully, and they're not doing it to like mentally mess with you or emotionally mess with you. So that's one thing that you should keep in mind, is just don't take things too seriously. Learn how to have fun with your partner. Learn how to laugh at yourself every once in a while. That's always good. So yeah, let me do your charms. Ooh, somebody thinks you're sexy. Okay, you need more time to get to know yourself, so maybe that way you don't um, take things too seriously. Again, just like in pile 2 or pile 1, I can't remember. It is showing you that you need to have a little bit more fun when it comes to love. So don't take things too seriously. You do have some blessings coming your way, which that's always really nice. And you need to let go of things, okay? Like, learn how to let go. Learn how to have fun, in other words, Um, it's really hard. You have 2 things of blessings. So you do have blessings coming your way. Maybe the person that you're into is a water sign. And like, you also have this. That can be more of a water sign. And this is a little tree, and it has a lot of like little hearts. And I like to think of this as you keeping yourself grounded when it comes to love, and not take things, again, too seriously. Learn how to have fun. And oh my god, we all need self-care, because this is for self-love and this is for self-care. So yeah, just get to know yourself a little bit better and have fun. Somebody thinks you're sexy. Give yourself time to meditate, to get to know yourself. That way you won't take things too seriously. Like, learn how to have fun. So that's really nice. Thank you, Pile 3, for joining me on this reading. I hope it resonated with you. I hope it answered some of the questions that you had. And I hope to see you in future readings. Bye.